So next separation technique is sieving. So for this, sievers are required, sieves are required. So at our homes in general, we'll be having at homes, we can say it. And even the filters also, hand filters also used to separate the things. Here, when we separate the things, it is specially used to separate different sized particles. When we separate the floor, if the floor is very much small particles are present in the floor, along with the floor, if the heavier particles are present, that means bigger size particles are present, then we need to select sieving process.
Ma'am, like when we are like removing the tea from the tea leaves, we are using a sieve or we are calling it an other name. Sieve itself.
Yeah, it's like filter. Sieve means bigger one. Sieve means bigger one. This is a normal filter.
Ma'am, I think this is used for every day in our houses for making breakfast and like.
Yes, definitely. This is the common separation techniques, but we are learning the names, what kind of separation technique it is. But we are, I said before only, no, all these we use at our homes, but we know what are the separation technique, what basis we'll select it. Okay, with the natural knowledge, we'll go with all the separation techniques. But these separation techniques are also used in laboratories. Then we go with chemicals, these separation techniques were used. Magnetic separation. This magnetic separation in the sense, so this is also a kind of a separation technique, as we have used threshers, sieve, am I right, and hand. At the same way here we'll use magnet to separate the things. But the main principle involved in the magnetic separation is, in that mixture, if one component is magnetic in nature, that means which is having ability to attract by magnet, then we can select this magnetic technique. We can't take magnet near to the wheat flour. Am I right? Wheat flour consists of flour and bran. If we place the magnet near the wheat flour, it will attract to the magnet.
No, ma'am.
No. So definitely we need to select the magnetic separation based upon the mixture we have taken. If the mixture consists of one magnetic component present in it, definitely we need to select the magnet. So for example, I can say that metal detectors are there. Metal detectors are there. Metal detectors are used even in the boat, ships and big launches. Yes, they'll detect the metal or they'll purify the sea. Am I right? At the same time, when we see the cranes, electrical cranes to separate the from the dumping yard, if you go to the dumping yard, so we can see that all the metals are present which can be recycled. So they'll place a big magnet over there, electric magnet, so that they'll separate metals from the unwanted dust.
Okay.
Understood. Okay. So here we can say that this is sulfur powder, this yellow powder is sulfur powder, and this is iron filling or iron powder. So when we mixed up both iron and sulfur powder, so what happened? We can't select hand picking, sieving, crushing, or any other thing. Okay, because of both are of same size. So definitely when we place the magnet, we can see that iron powder is completely separated from the sulfur. So this magnetic separation technique is used to separate two different components are got mixed up, but one of the components, or whether it is 3 or 4 or 5 components mixed up, but one of the components need to be magnetic in nature. It should be attracted towards the magnet. So here sulfur is also useful, iron is also useful. Without disturbing the properties, we are separating the iron by using magnet. So what will be the leftover? Sulfur. So that means easily we can separate iron and sulfur without wasting the components. So the best thing is why to separate the components. The main reasons to separate the components from the mixture is either the mixture consists of different components are present in it. All the components are having their own property. The chemical change, they won't change chemically, no. So that means all are useful to us. The best example is crude oil, petroleum. If petroleum consists of different components in it, all are useful to us. Am I right? So we'll do different separation technique to separate it. And we'll collect individual component. In that case, separation technique is used. The other reason is, so if we want to separate the unwanted thing from the wanted component present in that mixture, we can go with the separation technique, like how the stones got removed from the rice. And one more reason we can go with the separation technique. The one more reason is in research works. In research works, if the thing I want, if that mixture is present in the laboratory, but I want only one component in that, so definitely I'll go with the separation technique. Sublimation. Sublimation is one of the separation technique to separate the sublimized salt. How the magnetic separation is used to separate the magnetic substance, here sublimation also used to separate the sublimized solids from the non-volatile solids. If two salts are mixed up, common salt and one more sublimized salt, that is ammonium chloride, so when both are mixed, so when we do this general experiment in the laboratory, we can separate the sublimized salt from the normal salt. Why? Because if I have taken common salt and ammonium chloride, that is also a salt, if I mixed both, I can't even with the taste, we can't taste it. Why? Because they are chemicals. Ammonium chloride is a chemical, we can't taste it. Understood, children? If we'll add water and do the filtration also, both will mix up. So definitely we'll go with sublimation process only. This sublimation process is used to separate the sublimized salt from the non-volatile salts.